Housing affordability has been a hotbed economic and political issue for years now. But now that the market has started to soften and people are seeing prices decline in both housing and units, those already in the market may not be as keen to see the price and value of their prized asset fall in value. What has been the major drivers, though, of this housing affordability crisis? Quite simply, demand and supply. For over 30 years now, Australia has not kept up with the supply of housing to meet demand, and this has driven the prices up and created the housing affordability crisis. It's also setting up a generational divide because millennials and Gen Z have been saying for years that they are being priced out of the market and won't be able to achieve the Australian dream that their parents and grandparents have been able to. For those parents who have been concerned about their children getting access into the market, they're the ones though now basically owning the houses, albeit investment properties, that are now starting to go, hang on, the price of our house or investment property is starting to decline. That is the great conundrum. An existing homeowner whose property is declining in value, which means it becomes more available for someone who isn't in the market, those Gen Z and millennials, getting a crack at that Australian dream. It is a complex problem and not readily solvable. But for governments to neglect it, basically they do so at their peril. Because while this problem of housing affordability is hard to solve and is certainly not going to be solved in a quick period of time, to be as a government not to be seen to at least trying basically shows a lack of empathy and connection with a large group of the electorate that basically are saying, what about us? Where is our chance of home ownership? The government obviously made changes to CGT and taxation, impacting investment property owners, which, to be put it bluntly, have not been well received necessarily by those in the market. But for Gen Z and millennials, they may see this at least as an opportunity to have a crack and own their own home. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.